Yay, we are live. I always love it when the live button comes on. So I am here today. I am Karen Hall. I am a publicist, publisher, and producer. And I am here today with Lucy J. Dutton. And I am so excited to share her unveiling of her article that was published in hundreds of media outlets across the world. Lucy J. Dutton is a peak performance coach. She's known as the Grit and Grace Coach. And she has a story where she has had to overcome incredible shyness to then be able to mentor entrepreneurs worldwide. And what's so interesting about Lucy's story is that not only was she shy and speaking made her nervous, which I think 99% of the population gets nervous when they speak. But she was used to being on stage as a dancer. And so as long as she was dancing, that was different. But when it came to talking on stage, that was challenging for her. And so she overcame her shyness to then help other performers to be able to have peak performance in an entrepreneurial way. So she is an expert in helping to increase our performance. She also utilizes holistic means. And so, Lucy, welcome to the show. I am so glad that you are here with us today.
Thank you so much, Karen. I'm very excited about what's going to be happening now because the unveiling of something that hasn't happened before in my life is going to be quite incredible.
I feel like you have been unveiled many times on the stage, as a dancer and as a coach. And Lucy has a podcast also, and it's called the Peak Performance Interviews. Is that right?
Yeah, the high performance interviews.
High performance interviews, yes. And so Lucy is no stranger to speaking. She has spoken at numerous events, and but she has a really fun story about the first time that she spoke. And Lucy, if you could share that with us about how your friend was encouraging you, tell us that story, because I just thought that was so universal. I think we've all had something like this in our life.
Oh my goodness, yes. We were at a conference and we were supposed to be, well, I didn't think I was supposed to be, but my friend thought I was supposed to be talking and sharing a testimonial, right? And she grabbed me by the arm and took me up to the side of the stage. And then she started talking to somebody in front of her. So I went and sat back down again. She then turned around and saw that I wasn't there, grabbed me again, put me in front of her this time so I couldn't run away. I had to go up on stage. I held the mic. I forgot to say my name. I think I got my testimonial out and I came off that stage and I sat down and I went, never again. Oh my goodness, that moment is so clear in my mind, Karen. I can see it. I can just see it. And I just thought, oh my God, that was just so awful. I'm never doing that again.
And look at you now, Lucy.
I know. Who would have thought? If you had told me that back then, that would never have happened.
And I think that almost all of us can say something like that. We can all look back and say, remember when, and now look at how far I've progressed in different ways in our life. We all have had transformational moments. And as a speaker, I think that those moments are even more profound, because when you have nervousness and you overcome that, all these deep fears come up. And they say that one of the things that's interesting about being an entrepreneur is the inner work that you have to do, because you face so much opportunity for being rejected, and to put yourself out there as a speaker, as a writer, as a coach. It's a risk, that you might be rejected. And so you really have to work on overcoming those limiting beliefs and overcoming those fears. And so Lucy's story is just so transformational, the way that she was able to do that. So Lucy has published her story, and it has gone to hundreds of media outlets. And one of the most exciting things about today is the announcement that she has gone on platforms that have a domain authority of over 90. Now, when you think about domain authority, a lot of people don't know what that is, but it's a scoring system on 1 to 100 that tells you about the quality of that platform. And so when you go to look for a place where you want to publish, You want to publish on somewhere that has a very high domain authority. And Lucy has her podcast. I have a podcast. And in your podcast, when you first start out, you're usually looking at where am I ranking? How many downloads am I getting and things. And when you finally get into the, top 10%, it's like, hallelujah, and then to get from the top 10 to the top 5, it's like a big jump. It takes a lot of work to get in the top 5. And then to get in the top 2.5, it's another big jump. And as you get higher to the top, it's more and more competition to get there. And it's the same with domain authority. So for Lucy's story to be picked up where the domain authority is 90, gives her instant credibility. It gives her instant authority. And in her findability with Google searching, all the time, it says, oh, her story meant something to that platform. And so then we're going to take notice of that, and we will recognize Lucy in that way. So that domain authority credibility transfers to her personally. So that is one of the things that is so exciting. So I had Lucy tell me some of the places that she would like to be featured. And one of the places that I want to unveil right now is her story made it to New York, New York. And so we're going to share that with you. And here it is, Lucy, on Pix 11 in New York, New York. And it shares how Lucy J. Dutton overcame shyness to mentor entrepreneurs worldwide. And there's her picture, and there is her story, and it has her quotes and everything about her. And so it's just so exciting because now she can say on her website, on her media kit, to event planners, she can say, as seen on Pix 11, New York, New York. And so I'm just so excited for you, Lucy, to make it to New York, the Big Apple. There you are.
My stories made it before I did.
So what comes up for you when you see that there?
It feels like disbelief that it's actually there. It also feels very exciting. It feels a bit overwhelming. And knowing that it's being read by people that I have no idea how it will touch them, but I hope that it truly does touch them, and that it gives them inspiration, it gives them hope, it gives them some meaning, and that the right people will receive it at the right time to help them to move forward. So the fact that it is out there is, first of all, amazing. And thank you so much for getting it out there, Karen, because working together with you has just been incredible. Oh. And then to see that when somebody reads something it's like that, if I hadn't read that at that point, I might have given up. But now I've read that thing, I'm going to carry on going. So I hope that has that impact on at least one person.
Yes, that's so true. And, I want to point that out, Lucy, because it is something that I know that with your heart and with your passion, you want to help people, and you want to help people to overcome their fears so they can get their message out in whatever way. We have found statistically and through research that people that are able to communicate and publicly speak have greater earning power. And isn't that fascinating that if you are able to articulate yourself in front of other people, you earn more money and you command more money because you are seen as a leader? Because the person that is uncomfortable with that can't have as much influence. I mean, we're one-to-one, we can have a certain influence, but one-to-many is where a leader stands out. And so absolutely, Lucy, because you've done it and you have an authentic story that resonated with all of these media outlets, now it will resonate with so many more audience members who will hear and read that story, because that is how you make that difference. And that ability to have an emotional, heartfelt connection with your audience helps people fall in love with you. And we know that it takes 17 touch points. It used to take 7 statistically. People needed 7 touch points, interactions with you, connecting with you online or talking to you on the phone or all different, kinds of ways, 7 different times before they would do business with you. But now It's 17. So people need even more opportunities to say, let me see what I really think about this person. And do I really want to jump in with them? We're getting to be more savvy as consumers. And so now Lucy has lots and lots of touch points all over the world. So we are going to see another one that she has that I think is so exciting also. So let's change our screen, and we're going to go to a different screen and show her another one. And let me pull this one up.
I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, Karen.
And there's so many. This was the tricky part, was how am I going to decide which ones to show Lucy? So here we go. Oh my goodness. So this one is on a Fox News channel. And so this is also very exciting because there's a very big readership there. And we know that, when we're wanting to publish our story, we want to get it in front of as many people as possible, right? And so that's very important because, it's one thing to have it be, at the flyer that goes around the neighborhood. It's another thing to have it be in your local town newspaper. But when it's in a major news, a legacy media outlet like Fox News, this is massive. So this one is in Denver. And so I'm so excited to be able to share that with you, Lucy. Congratulations on this one as well.
It's incredible. Thank you so much, Karen. It's and again, it's just so wonderful to see, and so just amazing that it's there from my perspective, because you can possibly tell that I'm from the UK, but your audience, I'm from the UK, so to be all over America is just, it's mind-boggling. So yeah, very excited.
Very exciting. And it's exciting for me, to have you showcased in so many ways. It just makes me so happy to be able to have that. And because you're an international speaker, because you're an international coach, and I was wondering, how many countries have you coached and spoken in, or do you even know? Because her podcast is international as well. So she has a lot of international exposure.
Yeah, well, I would say at least 5 or 6, but yeah, I don't know how far it goes. You don't know when you put stuff out there how far it goes. But yeah, I would say at least 6.
I would bet anything, it's probably like in the 50s or something. It's probably way more than you even know.
I always underestimate.
Lucy, you're absolutely adorable. So remind me, what country do you live in right now?
I live in England.
In England,
Yes.
okay. So there she was published in a NATO publication. She was published in UK publications. She is all over the place. And so I wanted to just tell her a little bit more that her story lives permanently on a Google indexable page that can be discovered worldwide through all the search engines and through AI systems. And so because of that, she can always find it. Sometimes people have things that get published, but then they can't find it later. So that's the beautiful thing there. And because of the distribution, that adds another layer of recognized media presence. And this signals legitimacy and professionalism. And now she can put "as seen on," and she can showcase that, like I said, across her website, her speaker materials, her pitches, her proposals, her media kit, that she is a professional that has been featured in these ways. And, one of the things as an event producer myself, I'm always looking for those speakers who are willing to share those heartfelt moments, because out of all the speaker coaches and of all the high performance entrepreneur coaches that are out there, I mean, it's a sea. There's a sea of coaches out there. How am I going to pick the one that I want to work with? Well, I'm going to pick the one that I feel cares about me and the one that resonates within me. So as Lucy shares her story about different things in her life that she has gone through and her overcoming. I mean, don't you just love stories of overcoming? They're my favorite. The comeback stories, they just make me so happy. And so that's what Lucy has shared with us. That's just one story that Lucy has. Lucy has lots of stories that she could share, and hopefully we'll get to hear a lot more of them. But you can go to her podcast, and we'll put the link for her podcast in the comments as well. But that's something that speaks to event coordinators as well as for a speaker. The other thing that a lot of people don't realize is that trust is the currency of leadership. And we are looking for who we can trust because there's so many people that are pitching the same type of things. We want to know who we can work with that we can trust. And Lucy is establishing trust by sharing this vulnerable story about herself. So now I can put myself in her shoes and see myself as the hero of Lucy's story, that Lucy overcame, that Lucy is on stage internationally. And so if Lucy did it, I can do it too. And she gives me hope. And so that's one of the most beautiful things about the trust factor. They call it the know, like, and trust factor. So we get to know Lucy better. We like her better. I mean, don't you already feel like you've fallen in love with her adorable personality? But now we trust her more, because if it's like when any of you remember when you were younger and you went to the dances, and the girl that was dancing all the time, all the guys wanted to dance with her. But the wallflower, they're like, I'm not so sure. And so Lucy's getting lots of dances right now.
I used to be the wallflower.
I used to be the wallflower too. But look at us now, Lucy. And so Lucy is getting lots of attention, and this also helps to increase her visibility and her discoverability, but her relatability, because now we can relate to her as well, and we build that emotional connection. So I just want to thank Lucy for sharing this moment with us. And Lucy, was there anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
Oh gosh, yes. And if you're listening and you think that you can't do something and you've got a belief that you can't do it, there are ways to overcome those beliefs. If you've got fears that you can't do something and it's too scary, there are ways to step into those fears and overcome them, because once you're the other side of those beliefs, once you're the other side of those fears, that is where you can truly become your full self. And it feels so good.
Yes, Lucy, I bet you're just feeling so good right now. Look at you, how you overcame those fears, and the celebration that you get to have when you see this result. I'm celebrating with you. I'm so excited. I feel like it's Christmas over here for me.
It's Christmas over here too.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. And like I said, we'll put her links for her podcast and so that you can connect with Lucy as well. You can also go to her website, which is lucyjdutton.com, and you connect with her there. If you have any questions and you would like to know more about what she does as a holistic peak performance grit and grace coach, I encourage you to connect with Lucy. And until next time, we will see you then. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bye-bye, Lucy.